Good morning YouTube. I've come down to a very blustery Quantock Hills today, a good 20 or 30 miles from where I live. My plan was to come down yesterday and do a group walk, but the weather forecast was looking quite grim, so I cancelled that on Friday. And I was also planning to do a wild camp here last night, but again the weather kind of put me off. It's been so wet here recently. Even today it's really wet underfoot. But I've got the Monday off work, so I thought I'd come down today and have a good 11-mile day out. I've not made a video here for some time, and I thought it might be good to do one down here as well. This is the first video I've filmed since the Yorkshire Dales trip, so it's been nice having a good break off from doing filming, but I want to try and start doing it again and get back into that routine. My car is parked at Dead Woman's Ditch and I'm making my way south towards Great Wood, and from there I'm going to climb back up Quantock Hills on towards Triscombe Stone. The story behind Dead Woman's Ditch is that a man called John Wolford, probably 200 years ago, killed his lover. Allegedly he left her dead body in a ditch nearby the car park, and John Wolford was then hanged in a wooden frame known as a gibbet. If you go northeast of here on the map, you see an area called Wolford's Gibbet. That's where he was hanged basically and left to die. There are many small legends about this Quantock Hills area, including the Girt Worm, which is a mythical dragon whose body formed a portion of the hills. And then you've got your Iron Age hill forts and settlements, all that sort of thing. This is all part of the Great Wood estate. And I think it's the only part of the Quantock Hills where you'll find pay and display car parks, apart from Fine Court near Broomfield, which is a National Trust property. And further on here you have public toilets, and there's a campsite down the way and an area for doing barbecues and that sort of thing. As I film this today, we are 3 days away from a new national lockdown in England. I spent the past day or so dreading it, to be honest, doing far too much reading into it. It's good to get out here and have a break and get some fresh air and some exercise before going back to work. My own opinion is that going into lockdown every 3 months is not a good option. It's not very sustainable. Small businesses will suffer. People's mental well-being being threatened. I feel that we need measures we can all follow, but alongside fairly normal lives. My biggest fear personally is surviving the weekday evenings, because with pubs being closed and living on my own, it's going to be hard to see people, and the weekends become further and further apart. Last little push up Quantock Hills, and it is starting to rain lightly. It's only forecast to be a light shower day. Will there be a restriction on travel for how far you can go in a day for exercise and how long you can stay out there? I suppose even if they don't bring something in like that in England, it's up to me to say, well, how far do I travel for this next month? Do I put a limit of 5 or 10 miles? Do I stay within Somerset? Do I confine myself to North Somerset? If you want to contain a pandemic, then surely you need to put in some kind of limitation for that sort of thing and keep people to stay local. And just because we can travel further doesn't mean we have to. I've made a few wrong turns this morning, but we're finally back on track, and the road beyond here will lead us to Tryscombe Stone. Tryscombe Stone itself isn't much to look at. I forget the history and the relevance there. And there's an old drover's route way to my right. That's also an old, is it a hare path? An old Saxon army route. I'm walking away from that because otherwise you miss out on the views towards Exmoor. And I'm going up towards Great Hill. Rain is coming in though, so on a weekend the drover's route on that sunken track can be quite busy, quite muddy. Very popular with horse riders and mountain bikers, but again, you've missed these views. A slight change of plan then, heading in towards the trees on the drover's routes. Shower's coming in quite fast and it could be here for some time. In case you're interested, the highest point on the Quantock Hills lies in that direction at Will's Neck. Just crossed the road at Crocombe Park Gate and I'm heading towards Black Hill, which is, I believe, the highest point in the northern half of the hills. This is Black Hill, 358 metres above sea level, highest point in the north. I'm not sure what these vehicles are doing. So this is Halsway Post, one of two boundary posts in this part of the Quantocks. The other one being Bicknoller, just north of here. A useful navigational aid. I'm going to now head down Somerton Combe and escape the wind for a bit. Yeah, there are two groups of vehicles on the hills around here. Drivers sat inside waiting for something. Did a bit of stealth filming going past the second lot, and one truck has got a load of dogs in the back, some Jack Russells, Beagles. So to me that implies hunting. Whether they have permission to do it or not, I really don't know. This valley here is a bit ominous. I would have thought you'd go elsewhere to find deer, unless someone's down here flushing them out, perhaps, but, well, I might find out soon enough. I'm kind of going that way now. Poaching in this part of Somerset is a real issue, especially going further west onto Exmoor as well. It's been growing in the last 2 years, and I've heard various stories about things going on, and I was planning to walk further north to Beacon Hill, one of my favourite hills in the area, but with the wind and the weather being a bit changeable right now, I might shorten my walk by a few miles. I'm going down towards Somerton Combe now, and I'll probably climb back up the hill onto the ridge before me, which is Higher Hare Nap, and then follow that going south back towards the car park basically. But a short day out is not a bad thing. I've left Somerton Combe now. Over here we have Lower Hare Nap, but I'm going up this way to Higher Hare Nap. I'll have lunch up there somewhere. Looking north now is the Bristol Channel, and if you really want to see it, it's Hinkley Point and the Cranetopia of Hinkley Point Sea. Beyond that is Weston, where I live, and the more familiar Mendip Hills. This care mast top of Higher Hare Nap. Been here quite a few times in recent years. Looking south I can still see the cars parked over there, and further west as well by Hurley Beacon, still sat there, still waiting. And beyond these trees is an old hill fort known as Danesborough or Dowsborough, believed to be the spot where we fought off the Danish invasion many years ago, or so I was told recently. I did manage to find somewhere just out of the wind for my lunch, but now I'm back in the breeze again. Today's been good. Good to get out and back down to the Quantocks again. I'm walking south now, back towards the ridge I crossed earlier with all those parked vehicles. And from there I head east back to my car park. So thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you again with a new one soon. Stay safe and good luck through this challenging month ahead. There is something going on here. Just past a man with binoculars peering down into the valley beside me. There's something going on.